All right, let's talk about upgrading your single most important tool, your mind. Today, we are going to install a brand new operating system for your brain, and it's built on 5 incredibly powerful mental models designed for elite-level decision-making.
Let's be real for a second. Right now, in 2026, decision fatigue is the silent killer of productivity. You know that feeling, right? That sense of uncertainty where you're just guessing and kind of hoping for the best? It is draining your mental energy and holding you back. But here's the thing. The world's most successful thinkers, they don't guess. They have a system.
And that system? That is exactly what we are building for you today. This isn't just another list of tips, okay? This is a structured framework, a repeatable process for thinking with absolute clarity, especially when the pressure is on. It's time to install your new MindsetOS.
So where do we start? With the foundation, the very kernel of this new system. We have to learn how to think from first principles. This is all about deconstructing any problem down to its absolute core.
The core idea here is to break a really bad habit that most of us have, reasoning by analogy. That's the trap of thinking, well, everyone else is doing it this way, so I should too. No. Instead, you break everything down to the fundamental truths, the things you know for sure are true. This is how you become an innovator instead of a copycat, by building your solutions from a foundation of solid fact.
Let's make this real. You see everyone launching some generic AI side hustle. Using first principles, you wouldn't copy them. You'd ask a different question. What is a fundamental human problem the technology still hasn't solved elegantly? Now that is a real starting point. So here's your first challenge. In the next 24 hours, pick one common assumption you have at work and just ask why 5 times. You are going to be shocked at what you find.
Okay, so you've broken the problem down to its core. Awesome. But now you need strategic foresight. And that brings us to our second model, which is all about seeing the future consequences of the actions you take today.
You see, most people get stuck in first-order thinking. It's simple cause and effect. If I do X, then Y will happen. But the best strategists, they live in the second, third, even fourth order. They understand that every single action creates a ripple effect, and they're always playing the game 3 moves ahead. This right here, these 3 words are the entire engine of second-order thinking. It is the most powerful question you can ask. Before you make a move, just pause and ask yourself, and then what? And then ask it again and again. Map out those ripples before they happen.
This shows that domino effect perfectly. Sure, that new AI automation saves you 10 hours a week. That's a great first-order win. But what's the second-order effect? Maybe your team's skills start to atrophy. And the third-order effect? You've now built a fragile dependency that you can't escape. So here's your action. Before you make just one decision today, pause and ask, and then what? 3 times. It will stop you from chasing short-term wins that turn into long-term disasters.
All right, so you can break down problems and you can see into the future. But all that power is useless if you're pointing it at the wrong target. This next model is the ultimate filter for focus and execution.
And this brings us to a huge insight, something that trips up so many people. Urgent is not the same as important. They're 2 different things. Urgent things scream for your attention right now, like a phone ringing. But important things, those are the things that contribute to your long-term mission. The most effective people spend their time on what's important, not just what's yelling the loudest.
Think of this matrix as your command center. If a task is both urgent and important, you do it first. Simple. If it's important but not urgent, and this is the sweet spot for growth, you schedule it. Put it on the calendar. If it's urgent but not important, find a way to delegate it. And if it's neither urgent nor important, you delete it. Be ruthless about it.
Think about your day, that constant flood of notifications. Almost always urgent, almost never important. But deep strategic planning for your next big project, that's incredibly important, but it rarely feels urgent. Try this tonight. Categorize your top 3 to-dos for tomorrow using this matrix, and just watch how your day shifts from being reactive to powerfully proactive.
Okay, on to our next module, and this one is a bit of a 2-for-1 special. It's a powerful combination of 2 models designed to de-risk your plans and cut through all the noise, helping you find the clearest path forward.
Seriously, this one might feel a little backward at first, but is an absolute game changer. Our brains are naturally wired to chase success, to ask, how do we win? But it's often way more effective to just flip the question and ask, what would guarantee we fail? And then just not do those things.
And this quote right here, this is the whole philosophy in a nutshell. You don't actually have to be a genius to succeed. You just have to consistently avoid the big, obvious mistakes that sink everybody else. Think of inversion as your personal insurance policy against dumb errors.
So what you do is you systematically solve for failure before you even begin. You list out all the ways your project could crash and burn, and then you build defenses against each one. Your action item here is super powerful. Take your biggest goal right now and list the top 3 things that would absolutely guarantee it fails. This simple exercise will immediately show you your biggest blind spots.
So once you've built your defenses against failure, it's time to find the simplest, cleanest path forward. And for that, we have Occam's razor. It's your tool for cutting through complexity. When you've got 10 different theories for why something happened, the one with the fewest assumptions is almost always the right one.
We love to invent these complex, dramatic stories, but reality, it's usually much simpler. Don't waste your energy on a conspiracy theory when a simple bug is the most likely culprit. So, here's your action. Find one complex problem you're wrestling with today and ask yourself, what is the absolute simplest explanation here? Cut through the noise and get to the solution faster.
Okay, let's bring it all home. The real magic here is that these aren't just 5 separate ideas. They link together. They form a sequence, a complete, cohesive system. This is how you actually install your new mental operating system.
This is your new workflow for making great decisions. Step 1. You deconstruct the problem with first principles. Step 2. You anticipate the consequences with second-order thinking. Step 3. You prioritize your actions with the Eisenhower Matrix. Step 4. You stress-test your plan with Inversion. And finally, Step 5. You simplify your path forward with Occam's razor. This 5-step process, that is your new OS for elite-level thinking.
So here is the challenge. Knowledge is useless without action. I want you to pick one of these 5 models and actively, intentionally use it in the next 24 hours. Which one is it going to be? Drop it in the comments below. I want to see what you're working on. And if you're ready for more deep dive content just like this to upgrade your performance, make sure you subscribe. Now go upgrade your thinking.